When you're a local favorite at a Walmart FLW Tour event on your home lake, a lot of good things happen to you. For one, you get to sign a lot of autographs and pose for photos. Also, you get to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see?
You get a big round of applause when you take the stage. And if all goes well, you get to hold up an FLW Tour trophy in front of a hometown crowd.
$100,000, Richard. Where are the Casey Ashley fans? Where are you?
This is insane, man. Casey, you fish in big tournaments here on Hartwell. I know you've always wanted to win. You saw this one on the schedule. You wanted to make it count. Tell me, is there going to be a big celebration in Donald, South Carolina tonight?
It's probably going to be a huge celebration, but I won't be there. I got to go home, get my boat, pack my stuff, and head to Bainbridge, Georgia to fish Seminole. Practice starts in the morning.
Local knowledge was huge for you here. You said local can either be big or it can hurt you big time. It compounded you here.
It did, you know, and being, like I say, local knowledge really did come in. And I got to thank a good friend of mine. Ever since the Bassmaster Classic was here my rookie year, you know, it was my first deal. I got a guy, Roy Stewart, a great friend of mine, and he's forgot more about Hartwell than I will ever know. And he's kind of took me under his wing since then and showed me a lot of this stuff, a lot of key places that he's just fished years and years and years and years. And 3 of them has really paid off. That was 3 key places that I knew I could go get a bite. It might not necessarily be a big bite, but I knew I could catch a fish there. And in one place, I actually finished my limit on today, and that kind of eased the feeling.
You said coming in that the shallow bite would be good. You knew, but it would be very inconsistent. You put all your eggs in the deep basket on purpose. You knew it would go the distance through rain, fog, wind, sun. It didn't matter.
Yeah, you know, I dug myself in such a hole in the first tournament at Okeechobee. I kind of had to fish to win, and being that I know the lake so well, I'd kind of be dumb not to. But I knew I love to fish shallow. That's where I feel most comfortable. But I knew you couldn't win there, or I didn't think you could, not unless the weather drastically changed. But, you know, we almost had snow, 20-mile-an-hour winds out of the north. It got out, like, the last day of practice, my eyes and guys and reel and everything stayed froze to like 1:30. So, I mean, those shallow fish, they're not going to replenish when it gets like that.
Yesterday, you said there's a reason for why you weren't making casts. You were almost deep. You were fishing real deep, 35, 40 feet. You were making pitches, almost vertical pitching almost. What was the reason for that?
2 of my docks are really deep. They're marina docks that set over a ditch, and they've got, you know, brush up under them. So, and there's no slip, you know, the slip doesn't have holes, so you can't skip through. And to top on that, to top it all off, at the front side, they all got crossbars, every one of them. So I have to get right up on the crossbar and pitch to the back of the slip, which isn't very far, and just feed it line. And it takes forever to hit the bottom. And then when it does, you know, you don't have very much line to work with, so you got to fish it super slow. And yesterday, it really paid off, me spending a lot of time on that dock. Today, I did catch one. That's where I caught my first one. But it's a grind, you know, and it's not like I was getting in a brush pile and I'd catch 3 or 4 or 5. Today was really the only time I'd done it. I caught 4 off of one brush. But it was just a grind. You had to catch one here, one there, and I just, you know, knowing where to spend your time, that's what really helped me here.
Last thing, the jig and the shaky head were the key for you.
The jig and the shaky head were the key. Anytime I can have a jig in my hand, I feel pretty confident I can win. I'm most comfortable fishing the jig, and the reason is I can fish it deep, I can fish it shallow. It doesn't really matter. The shaky head, every time I've ever won a major event, I've had to use a shaky head. Maybe not necessarily to catch the big one, but to fill a limit. Most of the time when I do catch a good one, it's on a jig. So, you know, those 2 baits go hand in hand. And, you know, when they wouldn't bite the jig, spots didn't really bite it that well. I would throw the jig most time first, a couple times in the brush pile, and then I'd pick up my shaky head. If I needed a limit, I'd just go straight shaky head till I got a limit. But every fish that I weighed in, most largemouth came on a shaky head. All of my big fish were on the jig.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Casey.